Good afternoon. Western Region Police are following through on numerous lines of inquiry into the 3 murders that have taken place at Lake Cargelligo. At this stage, we've cleared a number of premises in the local area, and we have also identified a number of places which are being reviewed in relation to search patterns for the future. At this stage, unfortunately, we haven't been able to allocate our offender, and we are still continuing the process. We are still calling on the members of the public to assist us in locating the offender and obviously his vehicle. Any information can be passed on through 000 or through Crime Stoppers or contacting your local police station. Happy to take any questions.
Can you confirm the relationship between the
Hang on, one at a time.
Can you confirm the relationship between the alleged offender and the victims, whether it was a domestic relationship?
It's definitely a domestic relationship. We are obviously investigating along that path.
We know that the offender was out on bail at the time. Did police oppose that bail?
The offender was on police bail initially. 3 days later he went before the court and the court saw fit to continue the police bail.
How did police oppose that?
Police would not oppose court bail.
He was facing domestic violence charges. Can you say anything about that offending?
At this stage he was on bail for domestic violence offences. Again, the bail initiated by the police was in relation to bail conditions and obviously ADVOs. I will say that in the time that he has been on bail, he has complied with every condition and police have checked on him multiple times.
Do you know how he was able to get a gun? He didn't have a gun licence?
The man has never had a gun licence before. We are still using that as part of our investigation. We will check on that future about where he had access to the firearms.
We know that his friend said that he...
Hang on.
Do you have any indication of where he might be a closer proximity?
Our last sightings were on a road out of Lake Cargelligo, hence our concerns for obviously making sure that the public is safe at all times. Obviously, we will investigate those interactions where he's gone. We are concerned about the local villages. He has had areas where he's gone to those locations before. Currently, we have Aboriginal community liaison officers working in the Murray Bridge Aboriginal community to obviously see if they can get in some information for us. We will obviously investigate every avenue where we hear a sighting of him or his vehicle.
How big a search area are you searching?
One at a time.
We know that his friends have said that it was known that he had weapons. Were police aware of that? Given he was on an AVO, did police have any knowledge that he did have weapons, given he didn't have a licence?
At this point, as I said before, the gentleman involved has never held a firearms licence. There is intelligence based that we will obviously use as part of the investigations whether he has access to firearms, and obviously in this extreme example he has gained access to firearms.
How big a search area are you searching?
The search area is fluid. Obviously we get information, we move to that location. As I said before, we've cleared a number of premises at that locations, and those locations which are known for him to frequent. Obviously, as the more information comes in, we will move our searches in that locations.
Do the police believe he's still driving the
search, sir?
There's up to 100 police involved in the search. Officers from the tactical unit, the highway patrol, search units, and obviously detectives across the board and from state crime as well.
Do police believe he's still driving the council?
Beg your pardon?
How are the families doing?
The families obviously in this tragic situation would obviously not be doing well. We've put in place family liaison officers to deal with the families as best we can, and again support from the local community is very, very important in these circumstances.
We know that he's targeted a family. There's multiple family members who have been murdered here. There's family members who are now scared for themselves. Do you think that's warranted, and do they have a right to be concerned here?
Look, as I said before, there is police almost on every corner in Lake Cargelligo at the moment. Again, our process will put us in the best position to locate this offender as soon as possible.
Do police believe he's still driving the council vehicle?
At this stage, we are looking for information from members of the public about their council vehicle. We have other information which has been put forward in relation to possibly other vehicles involved, but again, that is yet to be confirmed.
How long do you anticipate the
in November when he was arrested? Why did police grant him bail?
Risk assessment would have been done at the time. At that time, he had not committed a violent offence in the last 5 years, and therefore deemed fit. Again, where we can, we obviously grant people bail. We don't want to keep them in custody, and obviously with strict bail conditions and an AVO in place, it was deemed suitable.
Do you think that's acceptable to the families, though, if they hear you say he accepted all of those conditions and he met all of those conditions? Is that an acceptable answer?
As I said before, a risk assessment would have been done by the person in charge at the time, and more importantly, the matter went before court. 3 days later, the court saw fit to remain in the bail conditions as were put in place by the police.
How long will the lockdown
council
take?
Vehicle had GPS tracking?
Beg your pardon?
Do you know if the council vehicle has GPS
The
tracking?
council vehicle does not have GPS tracking.
How long do you anticipate the lockdown to be in place for Lake Cargelligo?
There is no lockdown in place at the moment.
So it's
What we are
lifted.
requesting for people to do is obviously maintaining them in their homes in a safe position if they can. They are free to move about the town whether they like, but again with exercise caution if they're moving about the scene. And if something unusual or there is a concern, please obviously call 000 or the police and we will assist you as soon as we can.
Are you able to say whether the search is looking around the Rankin Springs area?
At this point, I will not disclose what search areas are being looked at. Again, that is part of the investigation.
Do you
Do you
know
have
what
any idea of what's-
condition the man who was shot is in? Is he critical?
The gentleman who has, the fourth gentleman involved is at Canberra Hospital. His condition is listed as serious but stable. Detectives from Queanbeyan Police have spoken to him, so obviously he is in a reasonable condition.
Do you know what type of weapon was used?
How dangerous is the offender if he is seen? Should people be exercising caution?
Most definitely, we do not want anyone approaching the offender if they are seen, hence why we've asked people to contact 000 or Crime Stoppers. Again, do not approach the offender at any time. We consider him to be armed and dangerous.
Are you searching the Mallee area? Locals have said he spent
Again, as I said before, we're not disclosing the areas we are searching, obviously, for to give him free warning what he was doing.
Can you confirm whether the baby was the shooters? Do you know?
We are aware that one of the victims may have been pregnant. At this point, we can't confirm any more about the information. We'll obviously know more after the post-mortem.
Does
have
the
any idea
suspected gunman have the capacity to stay out in isolated areas for a longer period of time? Do you know if he's got the resources to do that?
The gunman himself obviously worked for the local council. He had a good idea of the local area. It would be feasible that he could obviously maintain an extended period in the local area without being detected.
Do you have any idea what type of weapon exactly he used yesterday?
That is part of the investigation. We'd rather not disclose that at this time.
You know if the weapon was stolen?
Again, we don't know how the weapon came into the possession of the gunman. Again, that'll form part of the investigation.
We know he was known to police. Was that just due to previous domestic violence incidents?
The offender has a long history with criminal matters. His last violent matter was obviously over 5 years ago, and that, as I said before, he has similar interests in relation to violent offences, but again, he has not breached any of these orders in the last 5 years.
What kind of effect will this have on a community like this, a small community? It sounds like everyone knew everyone.
Again, this is a tragedy in a small community. A death in a small community hits a town hard. 3 deaths hits them very hard. It will take a long, long time for this community to get back, and again, we'll need the community and those around them to support them to get them back on their feet.
You've said this isn't a lockdown, but obviously we see all the businesses are closed. Were they asked to close by your team?
No one has been asked to close. As I said before, we are doing it for people's safety. The recommendation is that people stay inside where possible. They are free to move about the town if they wish to obviously get essential goods or services. But again, for their own safety, we would recommend that they stay inside while we locate this offender.
Will the police be keeping its base here in Lake Cargelligo or moving to another community?
The base will be here while we are searching for this offender unless we get information that he moves to another location.
You said he was last spotted travelling out of Lake Cargelligo. Do you know which direction?
Yes, we're aware of that, but again, we'd rather not disclose where.
Do you think, I don't know if police or it's the council, will councils come in to help the community? We've spoken to some really upset, obviously, witnesses today, and I think, there might be some help. Is that something that we can support them on?
Yeah, obviously the Central West Police District will obviously speak to the local council. We'll obviously put in place some support services and welfare services once this investigation is complete.